In the future, with AI content coming to disrupt and fill our feeds with highly edited AI videos, I think something is going to become very valuable, and that is a personal brand. And that brand, it doesn't have to be perfection, it just has to be authentic. I think very quickly we are going to be in a trust recession. So I wanted a conversation with Casey from Brick by Brick and just talk about the lessons we have learned building a brand. She's taken the last 5 years to build Brick by Brick, and I've taken about 7 years to build one rental at a time. So, Casey, let's talk about our 10 lessons learned starting and building a brand.
I love this. I think, Michael, first of all, I want to say I couldn't agree more with what you're saying, especially with how AI, I mean, you probably see it on your Instagram feed at least.
Yeah.
How now you can, I'm getting all these ads for create content and a month's worth of content. Just upload your face and your face will create videos of you doing stuff. And you won't even have to, you can be in Paris and not even be in Paris and all these things. And everything up until now has been so perfected. And I think that from real people having to be perfect. And I think one of my lessons learned is, especially now, and I'm so grateful for this new change, you don't have to be perfect. I think that being perfect has been a thing that has held me back from posting content because I'm in my 40s. I have wrinkles. When I first started doing YouTube videos, if you go all the way back to the beginning, they're still there on my YouTube channel. I had fake eyelashes. I had full face makeup with like heavy makeup on. And, I dreaded putting on eyelashes, hated it. And having to get ready like that made me not want to do YouTube videos. And that's what was required. Perfection, this illusion of a perfect life and a perfect you and a perfect everything. And one of the lessons I've learned is if it's not me, I'm just not going to do it. It's better just show up and just do something than it is to be perfect. Because if you aren't being your authentic self, and this might be more than one point, but if you aren't being your authentic self, you aren't going to do the work and the content anyways. So you might as well just show up as you. And I'm really glad that this AI stuff is kind of coming out in a way, because now people are going to embrace the non-perfection people, the imperfections. Maybe they'll be like, oh, look, that girl has wrinkles. She must be real. She's not, perfect with a 24-inch waist on Paris with her Gucci and her Louboutin shoes. That's probably fake. No one's going to be able to tell the difference anymore after this next year, I think.
Yeah, I love that. One of the things I always go back to, and thankfully I got this right, but it was complete luck, is I think when you create a brand, you have to make a choice day one. And that choice is really simple. Do you want to chase impact or do you want to chase money? Because in my opinion, that decision and that decision alone will send you down one of two paths. Like, I don't think you can chase impact and money at the same time. Why do I say that? Well, I think something you've learned about social media, if you're paying even half attention, is negativity sells, scary sells, negative headline sells. And, I have seen, I have a buddy of mine who's got 500,000 subs plus, and his choice day one was to chase money. So his channel is full of negativity, and it has gotten so bad for him that he sold half his channel. Wow. So he is now just the face. He basically reads a script because he just can't deal with the negativity that the audience is. Because, like, again, when you create negative content and you get big like that, all of your contents are negative, and it's just pure poison. So again, something I'm very lucky to have chosen because I didn't need the money, and I realize I'm lucky in that respect, is I've been chasing impact since day one, which means you will grow slow. Your tribe will not be very big, right? After 7 years, most people would probably be embarrassed to have 71,000 subs after 7 years. I'm not. I think it's wonderful.
Right? There's the fact that,
yeah, it's 71,000 everyday wealth builders, right? Most of them show up every day, right? My channel is amazing. 75 to 77% of my viewers are subscribers. Other channels would kill for metrics like that.
Oh yeah.
So again, but the tribe is the tribe. So yeah, make a choice. If you're going to create a brand or create a media channel, your day one is, are you chasing money or chasing impact? That's my first one. What do you got next?
The next one I have is step out of your comfort zone. And it's okay to do that. Now, when I first started, I mean, I'm, 43. And when I first started, it's getting on social media when it was first invented, right? There was MySpace and all that. And then there was Facebook. And I remember it was, how do you feel? I feel happy emoji. Like that was the extent. And in the beginning of social media, I hated everything about it. I hated what it stood for. I hated people gloating about themselves. That's all it was. Look at me, look at me, look at what I'm doing, look what I'm eating, look where I went. It's like, barf. Like, nobody cares about you like that, just snoopy people. So it was difficult for me to go on Instagram. Was where I started. I tried YouTube, and again, the fake eyelashes totally turned me off of doing YouTube after 5 videos. I said, I can't do this anymore. And then now I'm doing it again, and it's like my favorite thing ever, and I'm hardly doing Instagram. Rarely. But, you have to get out of your comfort zone and do things that you feel uncomfortable. Even though I didn't like what social media initially stood for, I saw it as a way to help people, because where I am, in Memphis is I can reach so many more people online than I can in person. And so I had to say, okay, it doesn't have to be a gloat. Oh, look at me, look at me. And that's also why I have grown slower on Instagram and YouTube and all these things, because I'm not gloating about, look how much money I have. Look at my amazing lifestyle. Look at this. And those were the people that were taking off. The look at me's, look at me's. I didn't do that. I was purely informational based, and I want to teach you and I want to help you. And if you want the information, it's here. Am I flashy? Am I fancy? I don't have my Louboutins in Paris, and I'm not, touting how I made $1 million in 5 seconds as a 2-year-old. I'm not doing that. But what I am doing is I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm getting on social media, and I am talking to you, and I'm teaching. And I remember, Michael, the first time, I remember it like it was yesterday, the first time I did an Instagram live. I was so scared because when you push go live, like you can't just, I messed up, let me try it again. Now they have the test it out, try it out feature now. But before it was, you push go live and you're live. People are watching you and you're talking to yourself. There's no conversation with somebody else. And so it's very difficult to mess up and get embarrassed. And you can't let those sorts of things stop you. You just can't care what you look like online. You just got to go for it.
Yeah. The next thing I'll go to is kind of similar to your number one. And that is the fact that I think as we go forward, AI is actually going to make long form, unedited, and I want to stress the word unedited videos more popular because it's real, right? There are ums and ahs and dog barks and, sirens and, stuff go by because it's real life. I think what's going to become even more valuable every year for the next 5 years is long form original content. Because that's going to be the real as opposed to this fake universe. I think very quickly AI stuff's going to have its moment, and there's AI channels now and all of that. I suspect most of them blow up and go to zero very quickly because it's not real. We don't need less real in life. And especially if you're chasing impact like both of us, AI is not going to help you do that. Anybody can use Chat GPT or these other LMNs and language models. And it's going to be like, who's real? Who's taking a shot? Who's telling me the mistakes, the errors, the gotchas? So yeah, long form original content, I think gets even more valuable going forward. So that's my number 2. What do you got for number 3?
One thing that I learned, and I kind of touched on it a little bit ago, one thing I learned is to be authentic, be authentically yourself. So many times content creators try and replicate other people. And I'm like, I don't know what to post for Instagram. Let me go see what so-and-so is doing in my niche. Let me go see what they're doing. And I would try and do something similar, or the format similar, or, and it never would work out for me. It's like, well, how come that guy's posted good, but mine didn't? And it was very similar, because you're just trying to copy, not really copy, but, you're not being you. And when I started back doing YouTube, And even more recently, like my sister, she teaches how to grow on YouTube. She teaches it. And that was another reason why I didn't want to do it for so many years after I tried for the first time, because it is so much work. Now you do the unedited videos, but let anyone get you wrong. You do a zillion videos a week. You do videos every single day. You're doing the work. You're taking a lot of time. You might not spend time at home editing, but you're spending time every day, every week with people thinking of content. You are working hard too. And other people, and then like me, who don't put out as many videos, but we spend 6 hours editing and coming up with a script and doing all these things. It takes time one way or the other. And I found that when I stopped not listening to her, because she knows what she's doing, but when I started creating content that I wanted my audience to hear, what I thought that they wanted to hear, I was getting more views versus me doing what I'm told people should want in my niche. Like I am the expert. I can't forget that. I'm the expert, not someone else. I don't need to copy someone else. Just be authentic yourself and put out your content, and people will identify with you if they like you. If not, it's
yeah, I think that's wonderful. In fact, you just had a breakout video. I think it was last week or the week before. So again, kudos to you. What was the title of that?
It's over 90,000 views now.
What was the title?
11 tenants. It's like 11 tenant scams. 11 scams that like tenants will try and scam you on. Like it's good.
Congratulations. Over 2,000 new subscribers from it. It's an amazing breakout and testament to your success. And again, for being authentic. So my third one is, frankly, I didn't know this was my superpower. But now after I'm old enough, I'm 53, so I got a decade on you. I realize it's a superpower that everybody doesn't have, and that is being disciplined. If you're going to do a brand, you have to be consistent, right? I don't care if you post once a week or 3 times a day, but you've got to be consistent, right? If you're on my channel, you're going to get a video at 7:30 a.m., noon, and 4 p.m. That's just when they come out. And, you can count on it 7 days a week. Some people it's every Tuesday. That's fine. Just be disciplined. What you need to understand is your audience and your tribe will start to follow your flow. So just declare it. Are you once a week, twice a week? Just be declarative, and then don't miss. Don't miss. That's my number 3. What do you got for number 4?
I love it. You are so good with that, Michael. We all aspire to be like you. We all aspire. Today, I'm working on editing YouTube videos. That's my job today. Minus my coaching call tonight. Okay. My other one is engagement. Listen to your audience.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. If you put out content that people want to hear because you genuinely feel it's good for them or they should hear it or whatever, not what other people say that the people should have. If you resonate with people, they will engage, and you do want to create engaging content. You don't want to just spout off to people and lecture people. You want the feedback. And I feel like with YouTube, it's harder. Now they have the community section. So with YouTube, it is harder for people to reach out to you. And I'm always reluctant to put my email in the comments because you get all the bots and the spammer. So I'm like, go to my website, click the contact me button. Like, if you're willing to do all that, I will answer you, But you have to find ways for your audience to engage and connect with you. Like sometimes when I'll host a discovery call to have people that want to join my coaching program, and I do my own discovery calls, and people will come and talk to me. They'll be like, I can't believe I get to see you face to face. I've been wanting to ask you these questions for so long, and I never knew how I could reach you, how I could talk to you. So yes, it's extra time to chat people back, or in the DM and Instagram, or to email them back. But what are you here for if you're not there for your audience? So I've learned that it does take extra time, but it is okay to give them the information to contact you and answers. I mean, if you're getting a zillion emails a day, of course, you can't answer everyone, but you could answer a few. And I think that makes a big difference. So engage with your audience.
Yeah, I'm still proud to say that I respond to each and every comment that comes across my channel. Again, they're usually very short, single 1, 2, 3 words, but I believe in engagement. Oh, it certainly does. So I believe in that. So my fourth one in this series of building a brand is just get started. Nobody is going to watch your first 50 videos. Nobody. So why not race to get to video 51? Right. I was talking with Sean Cannell, CEO of Think Media, on a podcast, and he's like, well, what do you recommend people? And I said, well, this is new. And again, I think there's some rules on YouTube, like you have to be certain size channel. But if assuming you're there, I told him you got to go live 50 days in a row. Right. Because again, a lot of people get stuck on editing videos. And back to your Instagram comment, just go live. Screw it. Go live. Just push go live, and you're live. And you know what? If you do that for 50 days in a row, you'll be better. Oh, right? Yeah. Practice makes perfect. So again, get over yourself. Nobody's ever going to watch them. But you know what? Even if it's 4 or 5 people, it doesn't matter. What's matter is you, the creator, are getting better. You are either going to be a creator or a consumer going forward. And again, the creators are going to win. So that's my 4th one. What do you got for number 5 in your final one?
My 5th and final one is to try all the things. You know, you might have a friend that does YouTube. Michael, you're the YouTube guru. Maybe people want to try YouTube. But what if it's not for them? What if they'd rather do a podcast, right? Or maybe LinkedIn is better for them. I would say try all the things. Like I tried the YouTube because my sister told me to. I hated it. Now I like it. But that was 4 years later, after doing Instagram Live. Remember, you used to come on my Instagram and do lives with me back in the day. Instagram Lives and, you know, weekly with people and talking in stories and getting comfortable on camera, all that stuff. If you look at my first 5 YouTube videos, you'd be like, what? That's Casey. Like it's whoa. I mean, you can scroll down, you know? Yeah. It was not good. And that platform wasn't right for me at the time. I don't feel like I had the experience and I didn't want the eyelashes and all that. Now I'm like, no eyelashes. I don't do heavy makeup anymore. Matter of fact, I look older with the heavy makeup. I still have it. I loved MAC. Okay. MAC was the best beauty products. I loved it, but I don't do all that anymore. But what I'm saying is find the platform that's right for you. Try them all. Nobody cares. And guess what? You will stick with the one that you like the most. Yeah. I didn't stick with YouTube because I didn't like it. Now I absolutely love it. It's my favorite. It's what I can give information. How can I give information in 30 seconds on Instagram?
Yeah.
It's difficult. So it was the right platform for me. It just took me a minute to figure it out. But so try it all till you find the one that fits you.
I think you're absolutely right. I love that one because again, try them all and then find your one and go for it. I think that's the caveat there. That's awesome. So my 5th one is, again, if you're going to be doing this consistently once a week, twice a week, whatever it is, you are at least for me, I didn't really find my voice for over a year. I kept trying things, right? You talk about wearing makeup on your first 5 videos. If you go back to my first 1,000 videos, I was all over the board. It wasn't until I stumbled across 2 things. One, the daily financial news, which is a live show 5 days a week. For a long time, it was 7 days a week. I did that show 7 days a week for 3 years, that live show, 7:30 a.m. And then it wasn't until Anna Kelly said, hey, do you want to make this thing weekly? That I found my millionaire guests like you, right? We meet every Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. And that Anna conversation was the unlock. That's why I can post 3 videos a day, because I talk to 3 friends a day. I'm a lucky guy. I get to talk to Casey Tuesday at 9:30. It's a fun 15, 20 minutes and we're done. I don't edit the video. It takes, 60 seconds to download and 90 seconds to upload. And I'm on with my day. It's just find the thing that works for you. You don't have to have the answer. Again, I didn't know what I was doing for 1,000 videos. And some of you get cranky that, it didn't work for 3 videos. It's just wild. It's wild.
Consistency pays off. Consistency pays off.
You're amazing, Casey. We're going to see you in Vegas in a couple of weeks. Look forward to that. Where can people find you?
People can find me on YouTube, my favorite platform now. Brick by Brick. Well, check me out. I'm almost at 11,000 subs now, Michael, from that video. That's nice. Got 90-some thousand now. I can't believe it. It's my best video ever. A zillion comments too. Oh, you have to read the comments. People are sharing all their tenant horror stories. It's
man.
like worth just the comment section. Anyways,
Awesome.
you can find me on YouTube, and also I'm still on Instagram, Brick by Brick Wealth, and you can check out what I'm up to if you want coaching or just see what other freebies and stuff I have on my website. It's brickbybrickwealth.com. So easy. I'm so
Thank you.
excited for Vegas.
Yeah. See you in Vegas later.